Now
Oh
you
wow,
can
is that
still
only
you
on
can
Fidelity or my bad?
no. This is on TD. This is on TD Ameritrade. I actually don't know about Fidelity. I think Mr. T will know better.
All
But
right,
on TD
guys.
Ameritrade, get 3 trades a week, and I think if you pass that, they give you a warning. They tell you since you're under 25, they flag you and they tell you you have to have 25,000 or more to do 5 trades a day or more. But they do give you a warning. So let's say you forget, you use one trade Monday and you use one trade Wednesday, and it's a whole new week again. That new trade on Monday will still count.
Yeah, I have another question. My bad.
Go ahead, man.
So what do you guys think about like say I know this is risky, but I'm a risk taker, so I'm willing to take this risk. Say you like pull a loan, like 15,000, you put it into like stocks and like basically just make hella money with it and then pay back that loan. Does that sound dumb or is it smart?
That's all on you.
Yeah, I agree,
I
man. If
mean,
you
I
want to take
wouldn't.
if I were you, I would wait at least a month or two, see how
Longer.
this goes. Yeah, or longer, because that's 15,000 we're talking about. That's a lot of interest too. You got to remember, you got to pay interest on a loan. So it's not going to be just 15,000. It's going to be maybe 17, because I think they charge $20 on a $100 bill.
Oh, wow, okay.
So yeah. So you gotta.
Let me share my opinion as well. I
Yeah.
don't think it's a wise idea to borrow money to risk. If you have enough money, a percentage of that you can risk, but you cannot borrow from your credit card or line of credit or your friends or family risk it on the stock market. It's not a wise decision. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I understand. It's up to you, bud. I mean, I say, have you done trading before or no?
Yeah, I was with Mr. T for a bit. I just stopped because of school and football and everything.
Okay. So if you're in school, man, I suggest hold out on the loan, or at least try a smaller loan, at least like $1,000 loan to play it safe.
Okay,
But
yeah,
don't take out 50K just like that, because like I said, it's every 100 that you take out, it's a $20 interest. So if you're gonna do 50K, that's 15K already times 20 that you have to pay back. So that's at least 20 something you have to pay back. So and don't forget interest rates. When you're late, they come up.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm telling you that because I bought cars, and and when I was younger, I bought my first car, and I didn't pay attention to all that. But taking a loan, if you want to take a loan, man, and try it out, I say take a very, very small loan, even if it's small, maybe $500, $1,000, just to get you started. But I wouldn't recommend taking a 15K loan, my friend.
Okay.
Especially if you're in school. Especially if you're in school, man.
Yeah.
Save that for yourself for later on, because you're gonna need it, brother.
It's the students.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, guys.
No problem, man. No problem.
All right, guys. All right. So, Habibi, you should come in here. You should talk to us in there, not on TikTok. Come here, man. Come and join us in here. Okay, so in terms of the PDT rule, it's called the PDT, which is what is it called? PDT.
Day trading.
Pattern day trading.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pattern day trading. You get 3 trades in a 5-day period. So that means if you have $1,000, first of all, there's 2 ways you can do it. You could be cash, you could be on margin, or you could just use what's there like you have it. If you use any of your money, it needs 2 to 3 days to settle, so you don't get flagged for a good faith violation. The second thing is it needs to be, if you want to trade, where am I? We're in the Discord, in BAM, come in here. If you want to trade, you have to trade. If you have 25,000, the pattern day trade rule doesn't affect you. If you have less than 25,000, there we go. Okay, what's up? What's up, buddy? Good to see you, Sean. Do you need you want to talk? Come on in. If you have less than 25,000, you can trade 3 times a week, but the money has to clear And you need to make sure that the number of shares that you buy of a stock doesn't make you over your amount of margin that you have if you have margin. We don't trade futures, John. Sorry. So I want to explain. Stock market plan. Hey, we got a professional, guys. First of all, you guys ask me all the time, can I get a friend or a brother in here who knows more about this stuff than I do? This man is stock market plan. Hey, say hello to these guys. Do me a favor, bro. Thank you for coming in here. I appreciate you. Guys, we made a new friend yesterday. And he's an expert in many areas in much better way than I ever could be. And his name on here is Stock Market Plan. And if you guys want to introduce yourselves, he has more knowledge. He was an equity trader from a longer period than I was. And he is an expert in the knowledge, in the laws of all this stuff. So I'm going to shut up. Bro, good to see you. Thank you very much for coming. Go ahead.
Thanks for having me. No, I was listening to the conversation about margin. I was also a margin clerk for quite some time, and yeah, everything you said was pretty much spot on.
So what I want you guys to understand is having a margin account versus not a margin account or a cash account basically means your money clears faster. And having a margin account, you need to have, I believe it's $2,000 or $3,000. But what I want you guys to understand is this. When you have a margin account, yes, you can trade more than, you can't trade more than 3 times, but your money clears faster and you don't get a good faith violation. And I want you guys to understand that people here right now in this room may not be comfortable trading on borrowed money. So, Silmy, you asked me whether you want to borrow money or not. I would never tell you to borrow money. I would tell you want to make money, I'll teach you other ways to make money, and you can then invest in the stock market. I would, unless you're a total pro, which I will tell you right now, there are 2 of us in here, and SMP, I'm going to call you SMP. SMP is professional.
Yeah, some people call me usually, yeah.
Yeah. So SMP and I are, wait, I apologize. First name was Sergey, right? Or no?
No, Marvin.
Marvin. Oh, thank you. I apologize. Marvin. Anyway, I call him SMP. Listen. There's people in this room now, in my Discord now, who are professionals, guys. And there's people who are whales. We trade differently with each of you guys. Understand that when somebody has $600 in their account, they shouldn't trade the same as somebody who has $60,000 in their account. Mindset is completely different. Psychology is completely different. How we approach things is completely different. And I want you guys to understand, trading is trading. But what you do, how you do it. If you have $25,000 in an account, and let's say you get into a trade, and initially it goes up and it goes up, and then all of a sudden it freaking drops $1 on you, and all of a sudden you're down $1 on, let's say, 3,000 shares, and you're down $3,000. What I would normally do on 3 occasions, if I'm a cash account or a small account, I might try to average down so I can get it back up. But if I'm a $25,000 account and it doesn't affect me that much, shit, I just cut it and move on. The difference is this. When you have less than 25,000, sometimes the trades that you're into, you're committed. And pardon my French, with all due respect to everybody, you're fucked. It's a hell of a lot harder trading less 25,000 accounts than $25,000 accounts. $25,000 account, I'm down 2,000. I don't give a fuck. I'm out. I take a loss, go somewhere else and fight. But if you have less than 25,000, you got to make that shit work. You got to make that shit work. You got to figure out a way to make your trade happen or minimize the loss. And trading is 2 things: taking profits and minimizing the loss. The most important thing. the most important thing is to know when to cut the loss. And we talked about this today. When you're in a trade and it's a loss, like you saw it today, guys, ADN. I didn't like what was going on. I cut it. I don't care. I'm out. I don't even care. I don't even care. I took the $150 loss, and then I came back and I made $6,000 on top of it. But I want you guys to understand, I did that because I could buy 55,000 shares of a stock. Not a lot of people can do that. That's $230,000 that I posted on that stock just to make $6,000. And some people, with due respect to many, think I'm fucking nuts for doing that. You put $50,000 to make $1,200? Yeah, I do it every day. That's a different mindset. Who's willing to put up $5,000 to make $50? What if it's guaranteed? After 100 days, you just made $5,000. But here's the thing. As a scalper, I buy a lot of shares of a small amount, of a small stock, and I just watch it go up 8 cents, 10 cents. But you guys heard me today. I had 48,000 shares at one point. Every penny that goes up is $480. Think about that. That's a completely different mindset. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
That's something.
Sure, please.
It's about leverage.
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up, bro.
Uh-oh.
I would jump in and jump out the Discord.
He's,
You have more capital, you have more leverage, you have more time. Because remember, you let me know if I break up again. I'm driving. Can you hear me now?
yeah, we're gonna be fine now.
Yeah, I'm driving in the woods, man. So it's kind of like in and out.
No worries.
But I'll let you talk. And I'll get back in when I have.
We can hear you fine. Go ahead. You're fine. You're perfectly fine now.
So what happens is, in order to make money in markets, I don't care who you are, you have to be invested, right? That's the objective, and you have to be invested as long as you can. Now, there's a lot of things that are going to impede that, but that's the objective. So to his point, having leverage, having a little bit more capital gives you a little bit more room, generally speaking, to breathe a little bit. And you can let a position move on you probably more than the guy that doesn't have as much capital. Because remember, again, the objective is you want to make as much money as you can with the least amount of transactions that you can. That's the objective. And you know, there's a lot of in between there, but that should be the objective. I mean, even when you're day trading, I mean, I know day traders that place day trades and they're not in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I mean, you know the structure, know the levels, know the technicals, and let your play carry through as long as you can. Because again, it's all about being in the market, being in some position. That's the way you're going to make money. Now, there's a lot of things that are going to happen along the way that are going to impede that. And that's okay. And then you have to treat that accordingly. But, I mean, that should be the main objective. And, you know, having more capital gives you a little bit more of breathing room. That's a correct, you know, and it gives you a little bit more ease, too. You know, when I first started in this business, I was using money that I was living on. Makes it tough. Makes it real tough. Because you have different variables affecting you. And this is a game of emotion, right? It's fear and greed. And that's what actually makes you press the sell button and the buy button. When you all dwindle it down, that's what makes you press the buy and sell. So, you know, psychology is so much of this business. So much. I mean, I remember going to seminars on psychology. I mean, it's a big part. Because remember, and this should make you feel good for the beginners in the room. Professional Flash, retail, trailers, and the like, pretty much everybody. And you can Google this, but it hovers, let me shut that off. It hovers about 60% did pick the right direction on an issue. About 60% of the time. Now you think about that. What's the difference? What is the difference? Well, it's timely execution. That's the difference. And he spoke about that. Cutting your losses early. Be wrong quick. Learn to be wrong quick. You know, when you first start, learn to be wrong quick. I always call it being wrong quick, right? And then you work yourself from there because you're starting from a conservative place where you're not going to get freaking killed. But what most people do that start out in the business, what the majority of people do is they hold on to losers too long and they let go of the winners too early. That's the majority of people. That's what they do. So you want to become the opposite. You want to let your winners run. You want to cut your losers quick. But anyways, I'll let you take over.
No, man, don't. No. More, man, more. This is
leverage and
dude. This is golden. Do not. You're not stopping. You're gonna continue, man. This is golden, man. I'm like salivating because I've got one other person who's telling them everything that I tell them. I love you, man. This is perfect. Keep going.
So. No, I appreciate it. You know, I'm a teacher at heart. Can you guys hear? God damn it, this damn freaking signal.
No, we good.
Okay. Okay. I mean, the best way I teach is to ask, right? Ask the group, specifically the beginners that are starting out, what is, I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of concerns, but what is your hot button right now? Anybody in the group want to share a question or anything? And then that usually gets me going and gets me explaining different things.
Any of you guys have any specific questions?
Anybody?
Or anything you want to talk about, guys? This is your chance to ask a professional. Hi, Connie.
Why do traders love to jump on the cup and handle for trading?
Such a great question. I'm glad you asked it. It's actually one of my favorite patterns. And the short answer to a long, I mean, what could be a very long question is, you know, technical analysis, right? You have many different patterns out there. Historically speaking, patterns are very powerful in a sideways moving market, a bit up, keeps getting bought up, okay? And is crossing through what I call a trigger price or a pivot. Some people call it pivot. The cup and handle, and what that looks like is an area, and I'm talking about charting now. What it looks like, it's an area where a stock has had, I wouldn't say issues, but it's an area that's problematic, an area of resistance that it hasn't gone over in quite some time. And a lot of times where I use cup and handles is when a stock is reaching new highs. And people say, well, wait a second. I thought the objective of this thing was to buy low, sell high. Well, when you're dealing with a high demanded stock, it doesn't matter. My expertise is momentum plays, swing plays, so you know what my background is. I've done it all, but I like this the best. So what I do find is I find stocks that are leaders, leading in every category, fundamentally and technically, and that are leading a group, right? And those are the kind of stocks where I see most cup and handles work. And again, a lot of times, these stocks are reaching new all-time highs when I'm buying. People think I'm crazy. It's usually the first thing I get is, how can you buy this? It's so high. Well, I answer it this way. Stocks with these characteristics, they can go higher. And that's where you get a lot of people that sell early because they don't understand it. They don't understand that they have 25% earnings and sales growth quarter over quarter, year over year for the last 7 quarters. These are the kind of stocks that I'm talking about. And more than likely, they're not going to be $5. They're not going to be $10. They're not going to be $15. They're probably going to be well over $20, usually around $40, $50 range. Remember, write this down, everybody. Write this down. This is important. Let me know when you're ready. All right. What I'm going to tell you right now is probably one of the biggest lessons that I learned in this business. I learned it a long time ago from an old guy, and a very, very old guy taught him, and a very old guy taught that guy. All right? The stock market is like a beauty contest. All right? And the price is the award. You're not going to find any issues out there that have the fundamentals that I just explained, right? 25% quarter over quarter, right? For the last 7 quarters, increase year over year compared to the last quarter of the previous year, the same quarter. You're not going to find stocks like that value less than $30. I can almost guarantee you. You can go out there and look right now, you will not find it. Because the price is the award. And price, write this down, price is the ultimate indicator. Price is the ultimate indicator. More than volume, more than time, more than stochastics, more than MACDs, more than RSIs, more than whatever the hell you want to talk about. Price is the ultimate indicator. You know, when I teach people and I see 6 screens and I look at them, I was like, what are you doing with all of these? Well, I got this indicator here, I got this here, I got this here, I got this here. And I say, I want you to shut off 5 of them. And I want you to work off of 1. Because what you're doing, and you're not noticing you're doing, because everybody else does the same thing. They think more indicators are better. What they're doing is clouding your judgment. Price is the number 1 indicator. Everything is included in the price of whatever the hell you're trading. Pork bellies, sugarcane, oil, stock, it does not matter. You will not find a Lamborghini for $15,000. Capiche?
Yep.
Right? Well, the stock market is the same way. Right? Get used to buying quality. Now, remember, I'm talking to you from a swing trader point of view. When I say swing, I'm talking about holding for weeks or longer. I'm not talking to you as a day trader. Okay? It's a big difference. And I think there's a lot of these people in these internet forums.
He's gone.
Where they're coming from.
There you go.
And they're teaching on very well. Are you there?
There you go.
I'm
You're back.
sorry, I had a call come in, and I'm trying.
No problem. Hey, if you gotta take your call, that's all good. But
So
I mean,
that's
we're
where
here.
a lot of these people. That's where a lot of these people.
You there?
So that's where a lot of these people that are doing what we do go wrong. Yes, are you there?
Yeah, bro.
Hello?
We're good. We're good now. Go ahead. Go ahead. Please
I
continue.
lost you.
Please continue. We're good.
Okay. That's where a lot of these people that do what we do on the internet forums, right? YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and the like. That's where a lot of them go wrong because they are not clear where they are coming from. It's very important. I can't talk to a day trader like I'm talking to you guys now. It's completely a different discipline. It's totally a different discipline. There's some similarities, but it's totally different. Like if I told you guys that I've been the majority of the last 2 weeks, I've been in cash, probably about 90% cash. I'm probably 100% cash. And then you say to yourself, well, wait a second. You just told me that I need to be in the market to be invested. And that's how I make money. Well, have you looked at the market lately? Right? And I'm talking about it's in a downtrend. We're in a correction. Now, with that said, Can a day trader make money? Yes. But we're talking apples and oranges. And it's so important. When you guys are out there looking at internet and looking at forums and stuff, understand where that person is coming from. That should be your first question. When I get into these TikTok things, that's the first question I ask. Are you a day trader, swing trader, or long-term trader? Which one? Because that's the only way you can really understand. And maybe that individual can help you. I hope so. But, I mean, you got to understand where they're coming from. So important. So important. I mean, this gentleman that's here hosting us, I don't do what he does. And that's okay. The important thing is that understanding it's a different discipline. Totally different. I mean, I've traded pink sheets. I've traded day trading. I've done it all. And this is the thing that clicks with me. I can sleep better and it takes less effort. But I mean, that's to each his own. But please, 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 if I can give you some advice, when you're out there in these internet forums, understand where the person is coming from, right? Because they can say, oh, things are bullish. And I'm thinking to myself, you're a crack addict, right? But they're coming in from a different point of view. They're looking at something intraday maybe, and such. I'm running out of things to say. Anybody else have a question? Hopefully that answered the cup and handle. The cup and handle is one of the most powerful patterns, not the most, but one of the most powerful patterns for momentum plays for stocks reaching new highs. That's the answer.
How do you get into a play, brother? What do you look for in a play?
Well, remember, now I'm going to refer back to what I just said. I'm a swing trader, right? You got to put the hat on. Put that hat on first.
I am.
Yeah, all right, good. So, it's so important, right? So what I look for, I just explained. I look for momentum plays. I buy stocks that are going high and that are going to go higher. Stocks that are reaching new levels, right? Leaders in their group. This is so important. A lot of times what you see out.
We lost them.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Now we can.
Hello?
Now we can.
My wife keeps trying to call me.
We can hear you now.
We got you, brother. We got you.
You ready for another day?
Let me tell her I'll call her back. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'll call you right back.
Take your time.
Sorry, I can't talk right now. Anyways, can you hear me?
Get yourself in trouble.
No, I'll be all right. She's used to it. She does it to me all the time. She sidebars me all the time. We're good. So to answer your question, what I look for is exactly that. Momentum plays of quality stocks that are going high, that are going higher. And what I look for in those issues, what I look for is explosive growth, right? Now, what does that look like? What does explosive growth look like? A lot of people out here, what they do, right? What they do is they take what I call as the bottom-up approach. They focus on the stock. And they negate, I take the top to bottom approach. I start my study with the SPY. I want to know what the overall market breadth is. Because, write this down. You should write this down. 75 to 80.
Lost you again.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Right, nothing
This is-
We got back to it right now. All right, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
This is an ex-trader buddy of mine that's trying to chime in. He's trying to call me. Oh, guys. He's one of my best friends. He's telling me you're a jerk for not taking my call. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
So write this down. 75 to 80% of stocks are going to move in the general direction of the market. 75% to 80% of stocks are going to move in the general direction of the SPY. Or the futures, same difference. S&P futures, same difference. It's the same proportionate movement. Now, just think about that statement alone. Think about that. Just that one statement. How much? And then I'm going to get deeper into this, but just start there. That's where I start my study. What is the overall market doing? Because 75 to 80% of stocks are going to move in the general direction of the market. And if you don't believe me, go out there for shits and giggle, put a whole watch list in there of any stock you want, and watch it today and see where they're at. Now, that works both ways. It works on up markets. It works on down markets. So I'm sorry I'm giving you a long, drawn-out answer, but it's the only way I can give it to you. You ask me how I do this. This is the only way I can tell you. I mean, so what happens is that's the first thing that I do. Now let's make believe that I'm a long player at the moment. I want to go long stocks. And I look at the S&P in the last week or two. It's in a clear correction. It's in a clear correction. I'm already fighting against the trend, right? It's in a clear correction. Yeah, it has bounces and stuff, but I'm not looking for bounces. I'm looking, the plays that I do, I'm looking for 15%, 20% returns within a week or two. They're momentum plays. I need the market to behave a certain way, right? It's like flying a plane with a headwind. I want the wind behind me. So that's the first place I start. What is the S&P doing? And I look at the SPY, and I always use the SPY because it's easier to teach. Anybody can pull up a quote, right? And it shows you volume and such, right? So that's where I start. What is the overall market doing? Why? Because I just told you why. 75 to 80% of stocks are going to move in the general direction of the market. So important, right? When you're playing momentum plays, when you're playing momentum swing plays of stocks that are reaching new highs, right? So that's where I start. I can get into it more. We'll be here till 2 a.m. easily, and I won't cover it all. But I mean, I hope to join you guys in the future. But I mean, that's my homework to you. My homework to you is study the SPY. If you guys are day trading, you can still use that. Okay? If you're scalping, you can still use that. Because as the market goes, most stocks are going to go. That's why in the technology bubble, which is when I got licensed right before the technology bubble. I was telling you yesterday in the phone call. I got licensed in September of 1999. So I got thrown to the wolves. Right. And learn from them. And that was one of the biggest things that I learned is how to stay, cash for a swing trader, cash is a valid position. Let me repeat that. Write that down. For a swing trader, cash is a valid position. Well, wait a second. You just told me, S&P, that I need to be invested. Well, and I'm telling you now that cash, and this will come full circle, cash is a valid position. If you were to tell people that you went to cash in September of 2008 or September or sooner than that of 2000, right before the technology bubble, if you told them that you went to majority in cash, they would tell you you're a genius. You know how much money people lost in those two periods? The technology bubble and the real estate bubble? People literally killed themselves. People threw themselves off of windows, literally. Okay? Because all they knew, and there was different things that came to that built those markets up, right? One of them was had a .com on it, people were buying it. And they came from a place. Let me know if you're still hearing me, because I don't want to talk into thin air.
We can hear you.
Yes, we hear you.
Good. So each one of those markets had corporates. They had things that build up to those markets, those bear markets. In the technology bubble, again, that's when I got licensed. In 1998-99, you could buy a stock. Good, baby. You could throw a dart into the Wall Street Journal, buy it, and it will go up. You could buy it at 9:30 when the market opened. Hold on a second, guys. I'm dragging my garbage can down my bottom. So what happens during that period? This is what happened, right? You could buy a stock like Lucent. I'm thinking of all the names back in the day. Oh my God, some of these stocks, I just still haven't seen those levels even today. Lucent, Ciena, Rambus, all of them, right? Cisco, you name it. And you would buy it at 9:30 when the market opened, 1998, 99, and by lunchtime you would be up 30%. I'm not lying to you. This is what was going on then, during the technology boom, during the internet boom. Anything that had the name .com attached to it was getting bid up. Some of these companies, you could open up a lemonade stand down in the street corner and you had more profitability than they did. In other words, they had no profit. It didn't matter. And that built a certain psyche. In investors of, I can never lose. I can never lose. This is the next thing since sliced spread. Hello, crypto. Hello, Bitcoin. Right? This is it. So now, when early 2000 came in, things started to sell off because it just, the numbers would start to come in and fundamentals caught up to the price, and then fundamentals caught up to price. Because remember what I said, price is number one, right? Price is always going to move first. That's why this decision today by the Fed, I'm like, that's one of the first things I posted on my Discord is, this is priced in. The majority of it is priced in. So price is always first. So not to get away from the conversation, what happens is, here's what happened. The same thing happened in 08. It's just a different fashion of it. Because again, we're dealing with what? We're dealing with psychology, fear, and greed. So the greed part of it keeps you in the stock. Now, this is the conversation. I'm going to give you the conversation between client and stockbroker. You ready? Okay. So you're sitting there in a position in Cisco or Ciena or Lucent or Juniper Networks, and you're sitting there and you're up 200% in the last 2 months. Things start to turn down. You call your broker, right? You get your statement at the end of the quarter, at the end of the month. You get your statement, and you see that your 100,000 is now 75 grand. You get your statement. You call the broker, and the broker answers the phone. Ding, ding. Broker answers, "Yeah, how you doing? Whatever." And he says, "Hey, what's going on with this market, man? Is everything going to be okay?" "Well, yeah. Are you kidding me? We're up 200, 300%. Are you kidding me? Not only do I think it's going to go back up, what a great opportunity to do what? Quote unquote, average down." So now Cisco was 300, then 250, then 2. They showed them 150 because and people broke, by the way, these people, they have no clue what they're doing. I mean, they will give you good tax advice and good estate planning advice, but when it comes to stock, believe me, I was a financial advisor. They have no idea. I can go on and on, but you know, and this is why I don't do it anymore. But anyways, what happened? I'm not telling you a lie. This is what happened. People got buried. And, you know, who is to blame, right? I became a margin clerk along as a trader. I was a trader too. But I was a trader that liquidated accounts. And I also became part of the margin department. And my trade blotter is a piece of legal, physical one. My trade blotter was usually 6 pages deep, where the average trader was maybe 2, because all I was doing is liquidating left and right, margin calls all over the place. And it was a sad thing to do, but we have to protect firm capital. And, you know, and you're sitting there and you're going, you know, these people are just getting buried because all the broker, all of the help, that's the help that you got. And that's the help that you will get today. And you're getting already, you're starting to see it in Bitcoin, right? Can Bitcoin go to 1 million? Sure. Can Bitcoin go to 0? Sure. But let's treat it as what it is right now. And when I'm looking back 12 months from now, where were we? Right? So let's not BS ourselves. This is what it is. And that's the one thing, too. You have to be real with yourself. You have to understand, hey, look, this is a scenario. Can it go higher? Yes, of course it can. But then at the same time, I have to manage this risk, right? I have to manage this. I can't just go by hope and feel and stories. You know, I mean, it's going to take over the dollar. Okay, maybe. But that's not what I work on. I work on facts. I work on price. I work on numbers. This is what's important. Now, fast forward to 2008. Let me know if I'm boring you.
You're not. Keep going.
Absolutely not. Keep going.
Well, the stories that I'm telling are stories of life. That's why they're so easy for me to tell. I'm sitting in a car right now. And it's that important for me, for you guys to understand. Because I lived the life between living it and not live, you know, and then going on YouTube and learning, which is nothing wrong with that. But when you live through 2 of the worst, do you guys know that the tech bubble of 2000 and 2003 was the worst bear market since the Great Depression? That was the worst bear market since the Great Depression. You don't hear that anywhere. When it comes to price, it was the worst bear market since the Great Depression. 2008 was a doozy. It was a close one to that as well, right? Which had its own different mechanisms, its own different things working. So what happens in 2008? Now listen, you're going to see the similarity, the greed factor, right? At that time, fast forward 2008, now was a financial advisor dealing with the street because I moved from one place to another. There was no trading desk. And I said, oh, what the hell, I'll give this a shot. Probably the worst decision I ever made in my life. Oh, gosh, I can tell you so many stories, man. One day I'll tell you the story about that because it's important. But anyways, there's a lesson in everything that I'm telling you. There's a lesson in everything that I'm telling you. And hopefully, when I get done with this, you guys can see it's crazy. It was nuts. People were buying condos here in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, for $90,000 and flipping it in 3 months for $150,000. Right? This is not normal. This is not normal. Technology bubble, that's not normal. Stocks that are going up 30, 40% before noon, and they have 0 earnings and sales. They literally had 0 earnings and sales, literally. So now you've got high school teachers driving around Hummers, right? They're using their houses like an ATM machine, right? Buying everything under the sun. Why? You can't fault them. They don't understand markets. They're the last ones to understand markets, right? And this is the majority. And I use school teachers because I don't know why. But I mean, the majority of the blue collar worker does not understand markets. Housing was even worse. Here's why. Now, talking about psychology, right? The greed factor. Housing, guess what? Housing was a tangible asset. You could feel it. You could touch it. And the things that you heard was, real estate's never going to go down. It's there. I can always sell it. These are the kind of things that you heard. When I had a 65-year-old coming to my desk saying, hey, I want to invest in a condo in New Smyrna, liquidate my IRA. These are the kind of things that were happening. And this is a 60-year-old, which has no business doing this, right? So this is the greed factor. Billy next door just bought a condo in Cocoa Beach, in Daytona Beach, and he's made $70,000 in 2 months. And I'm sitting there battling with that, right? And I'm saying, but Mrs. Smith, we're giving you historically speaking, you're performing well for your age group. I mean, we're giving you an 8, because, you know, the market wasn't underperforming by any means during that time. You were still getting your 8-10% mutual fund. Remember, these are retirees. These are people that they have their nest egg. And they're coming in trying to withdraw, right, to buy a condo in New Smyrna Beach because so-and-so next door just made a killing, and they heard about it in the birthday party. This is what happened. Now, fast forward. Inventories get too high. Economics 101. Housing dries up. It slows down. Same thing happens. Don't worry about it. This is a perfect opportunity to buy more condos. This is a perfect opportunity for this and that, this and that. And they buried themselves. They buried themselves. So at the heart of this whole story, guys, is fear and greed. Write this down. Fear and greed is what moves markets. Nothing else. Fear and greed is what moves markets. All right? I mean, so I know I gave you a long, drawn-out answer. I don't think I answered your question. I'm sorry. I get off on different tangents. But hopefully you'll be able to piece everything together as you go along. I mean, I hope to join you guys some other time and, and share more. If you let me, this is, to answer your question, that's where I start, and I will give you some homework for the person that asked the question about how I start, how I select stocks. Get used to reading the overall market first. That should be your first task. Get used to reading the overall market first. Draw structure. Structure is trend lines. Draw your trend lines, your horizontal trend lines, okay? Draw your trend lines amongst key price levels where you see that something is not working, that you see an oversupply, over demand. Start getting used to drawing structure. Because price, right there, you're going to form an attitude of price. You're going to be focused on price. And I'd rather you do it than rely on Fibonacci with this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with those other, I call them supporting indicators. They're supporting to price, time, and volume. Because when you think about it for a moment. What do all of those indicators have in their algorithms? Price, time, and volume. Those are the only 3 things that a market can give you. Price, time, and volume. Fibonacci uses it. Stochastics use it. MACD uses it. RSI uses it. They all use it. That's the only data. I've always been a believer of finding out what is the root cause. And the root cause is price, time, and volume, exactly in that order. Get used to reading price. Put value on price. All right? When you go out there and you look for a $7 stock, you already know what you're dealing with. I guarantee you, pick up any stock right now on the screen. I don't care who does it. Pick a $7 stock. I guarantee you they don't have growth numbers like the ones I just explained. They don't. I can look at a stock and I can tell you just by looking at the price. Is there something wrong with the stock? I don't know. But I guarantee you they don't have explosive growth in their fundamentals. Why? Why can I do that? Why can I make that discernment as quickly as I can? Well, I just told you why. The stock market is like a beauty contest, and the price is the award. Everything is including in the price. The shitty CEO, the great CEO, the crappy fundamentals, everything. the good fundamentals, everything is included in the price. So instead of me giving you the whole piece, the whole kit and caboodle, that's my homework to you. Start using the SPY. Start looking at the SPY. Write this down. The 50 simple moving average. The 50 SMA. In my years doing this, it's probably one of the most important indicators to price and time and volume that you can use. Not because I said it, because it has been. 50 SMA. After that one, write this down, 200 SMA. And what those are is you take the closing price of the last 50 days, you add them all up, and you divide it by 50. That's all that is. You don't need to know that's TMI. But that is a huge, huge. If you're out there just going through charts, once you plot that 50 SMA, I would dare say, if you're a swing to long-term trader, I would dare say to you that if you look at that 50 SMA and the price is below it, move on. You're gonna go through 1,000 charts in like 30 minutes. Just move on. Don't even look at it. Move on. Just move. Right? And if you're under the 200, even worse. Now, those two things that I just explained, where's the SPY today? Under the 50 and under the 200. And it's been there for a short while. And I've been telling the people that I teach, sit on your hands. Sit on your hands. And here we are today. Right? So the cash is a position when you're dealing with long-term to swing to long-term, not exactly in that order. When you're day trading, we're talking a whole different ball of wax. That, when you listen to me, put the swing trader, the long-term trader hat on. Because it's just not going to, I'm doing you a disservice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I fell asleep. Holy shit.
No, I hear you.
Anybody else have any other questions?
I just jumped in.
Good. Welcome aboard. The new guys welcoming people, man.
Are you, so you're a long-term? You're a long-term trader?
That's a great question. I'm a swing to long term. In other words,
3 to 5
days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks or longer.
Uh-huh.
And to answer that question, I'm going to answer it like this. Which I think it'll make more sense, right? I'm an investor. As long as the example, instrument that I'm investing into a position, given the last question about cup and handle, right? I see a setup, cup and handle, explosive growth and fundamentals, leader in its group, and then we're going to get into groups and subgroups and sectors and all of these things affect your stock. All of them, every single level. So I see something that I like. The price action validates and confirms, even has volume. I get happy. I enter the position. Now, do I know that it's going to keep going? Of course not. Of course not.
Nobody does.
But, like I said earlier, you might end up being in the room, but there are things in this world. My upkeep is just position as long as I in a position, I have entered a position, the whole setup is there. I get all excited, and then by the end of the day, which is one of the things that I move on, the price of that instrument falls under the pivot and rejects, more than likely, depending on what the market, again, going back to the, given that setup, 9 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times, I'm going to exit was what? To stay in that trade as long as I could. As long as that was making money. I always laugh when people say, I'm a day trader, I'm a swing trader. I said, you know what, we're all traders. Because you have to do what? You have to place a trade to get in. You have to place the trade to get out, right?
Right.
It's just time duration. That's buying IBM. He's a trader. She's a trader, right? So that's what kind of investor I'm. That don't try not to do that to yourself. Sorry, but I mean that's usually the way I answer that. Write this down. I'm trying to think of all my. I don't call them rules. I call them laws. They're that important. They're laws. Let me see. I shared that with you. It'll come to me. Anybody else have any other questions? Anybody else? I'm running out of time. Let's see here. Oh shit.
So
I gotta go and feed my horses. I just got home.
So let me review the things that I took away and I wrote down. Guys, things that I learned is a new category that I posted, and I put in here what we just talked about. Just so you guys know, Stock Market Plan is a person that has his own YouTube network and Twitch and everything.
Oh, don't go there. I haven't. Listen, don't go there. I haven't intended that thing since 2012, man.
Well, you're getting back in there, man. We're gonna get you back in there. Look, everybody in here has their own thing.
Listen. Hold on. I had children, and they became number one, and then I couldn't do it with that, but now the children are off to university, and I'm getting back into it. I've been doing a lot of. I don't know if you guys are on Twitch, but you can find me on Twitch. I've done more recent work on Twitch, but I'm trying to move to this platform. I like the volume of people more.
Yeah.
I don't have 1,000 followers yet, but I have a TikTok, and you guys can look in there, and you see all of the things that I just explained to you. You're gonna see when you see my videos, you're gonna get it. You're gonna be like, oh, he just talked about that. Oh, he talked about that too, because it hasn't changed. It's not gonna change, right? It's a discipline. You have to be disciplined. You don't change. I always use the analogy of 2 planes hitting a building in New York. Did anybody know that? I mean, that's an extreme, but did anybody know that? No. And you have to be ready for events, not as drastic as such, but I'm trying to prove a point. Markets you cannot control. Write this down. Markets you cannot control. Discipline you can. Markets you cannot control. Discipline you can. Right? I mean, I'm not a fortune teller. What I have is I have discipline. You got to have discipline, and it served me well. I'm not filthy rich, but I'm doing okay.
Okay, guys, I put it all in there just so you guys know. The rules that we just talked about, the stock market is like a beauty contest. The price is the award. Price is the ultimate indicator. The more than volume, time, MACD, RSI. Price is the number one indicator. From a perspective of a swing trader, 75% to 80% of all stocks move in the direction of the market, which is the S&P 500 or SPY or SPX. Cash is a valid position. Fear and greed move markets. The 50 SMA and 200 SMA are incredibly important indicators. Markets you cannot control. Discipline you can. Guys, those are the things that you took away from this. For those of you guys who were here the whole time, hey man, listen. I'm trying to network with everybody that I can. Stock Market Plan, SMP. is now becoming fast. One of our people who is going to be telling us a lot of different things about swing trading. And mind you, he does not do what I do. I am a day trader. I'm a scalper. He's a swing trader. He's giving us a different perspective. Just like Michael, just like Dan have their rooms, he might have his own room. He might have his own Discord, just like Dan and Michael have now. I want you guys to know he's here to help us, and he's more than welcome to be here as long as he wanted to. Okay? And he's here to just give us insights. The more he gives us, the better it is. I want you guys to understand, when we have class, there may be people like SMP, there may be people like Richard, there may be people like Darian, there may be people market movers, there may be people coming in. When we have class, you get to experience all of this. Today we started class about 2 hours ago, and we've been going strong. Now I'm sure SMP's got a lot of plans or whatever, but if you guys have questions or comments, you can ask.
Thank you, Stock Market Plan. Mr. T.
Sure.
You're welcome. Here to serve. Here to serve.
Yeah, I never looked at it as
definitely,
the fear and greed aspect of it. That makes a whole lot of sense now that you say it.
Yeah, and I know I gave you a long drawn out answer, and I usually use the two bear markets because look, everybody's a genius when the market is a bull, right? You look at this lady, Kathy Wood now. It's a complete contradiction. I mean, it's she's adjusting her models now. We don't have a benchmark. We're totally new. We're totally innovative, and it's a joke. I mean, it's a joke. I'm sure she's a nice lady, but I mean, her people are getting buried right now. They're getting buried. And remember,
he sucks.
Yeah. So
he's losing on everything.
So, it's not. That's going to happen, guys. That's going to happen, right? She's not a bad person, but we have to know better. We have to know better. It's about us. We have to know better. We have to know the difference, right? I mean, and I'll get into that more in the future. I mean, I got so much. I can sit here and talk for a whole year like this. And I mean, it's just life experience, It just.
Do you ever short the market?
Yes.
Okay. So this is.
But I don't think. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right now, many people are shorting because of the market, stability, and it's going down. It's a negative market. What do you call it? Downtrend market.
Yes.
So people are shorting. That's the reason the market is going down?
Well, let's not call it shorting. Let's just call it people are selling, right? And yes, a lot of them have to do with shorts, yes. But, I mean, people are just selling, right? It's not just the short, all the shorters in the world cannot short the market into oblivion, right? It's just, there's more sellers than buyers, right? So let's define it that way. There's just more sellers than buyers. People ask me, why is the market up today? But more buyers than sellers. Why is the market down today? More sellers than buyers, right? And that's the only true factual answer to that question. But then you get the cocktail. I always call it the cocktail conversation, where you get the next guy that thinks he's smarter than sliced bread, and he's giving you all the reasons why. Do I really care why? No. Why? See, now it's going to come full circle. You guys ready for this? Who can answer it for me? When I say to you that I don't care, why do you think I say that? Of all the things that I've told you today, why do you think I could care less about what the Fed does, about what this guy thinks, about what that guy thinks? Why do you think?
Because you cannot control it.
Right? You're getting there. What else?
You're based on technicals.
What he really knows.
You're closer. Technicals, you're closer. What is the one thing that I told you in the very beginning of this conversation?
Price action.
Price is all that matters.
Price. Yeah. I don't give a damn why. You can take all your reasons, go to a cocktail party and sell smart in front of people. That's just lovely, well and good. But in the meantime, I'm paying attention to what? Price. It's the same reason why I totally avoided the worst of 2 bear markets in our time. Because I was paying attention to price. I was looking at D.R. Horton. I was looking at Lennar Homes. I was looking at Ryan Homes. I was looking at Meritage Homes. I was looking at Beazer Homes. I was looking at KB Homes. I was looking at the price, what the stock was doing, well before the shit hit the fan. And people were telling me, you're an idiot for not buying this condo. I have people knocking on my door every day. I live in Florida, for crying out loud. I'm sorry, I'm getting loud now because I'm getting passionate. This is what happens. Price. Oh, Bitcoin should be this. Okay.
But it's not.
Why not? Give me all the reasons you want. In the meantime, let's look at this. I hear what you're saying, but the grim reality is that in the last several months, what percentage are you down? You keep believing that story. That's all well and good. I don't recommend it. Right? It's like when you buy a car and somebody tells you it's a shitty car, that thing's a piece of crap. And you think to yourself, no, it's not. It's the best car I ever known. Look, it has this, it has this, it has this. And it might be true that it's a crappy car, but you think it's the best car on earth because you bought it. And you're making every excuse in the world. Hey, I own this. Don't shit on me, right? Well, stock business is the same way. Everything is the same way. I mean, the stories, thank you very much. Thank you for your opinion. Be nice about it, right? Thank you. Appreciate that. In the meantime, what am I looking at? Price action. Price action. That's what I'm looking at. You go over there and give me all the stories you want about Bitcoin, about crypto, about whatever, and I'm using that because, write this down. Write this down. I knew it was going to come to me. I told you, once I get going, then everything starts to come back in.
Ready?
Write this down. This was told to me by a guy. His name is Mel Idleman. He's a Jewish guy. He was my first manager on the desk. And he told me this, and I'll never forget it. Served me to no end. It will serve you as well. Whenever you want to find where the most risk is in any market, whenever you want to find out where the most risk is in any market, go ahead, tell me.
Where are the people going to be scared at?
Yes. Close. Whenever you want to find the most risk in any market, just find out what everybody's talking about. That's where the most risk is. Technology, it was .com. We saw what happened. Real estate, right? 2008 was real estate. We know what happened. Today, if I was to guess today, probably the coins. Does it happen? I don't know that. But I could guarantee you this. It is the number one thing talked about today.
Coins?
And that's good. Bitcoin and all this stuff, the crypto and all that. That's where the most risk. And when I say risk, I'm not only talking about monetary risk, right? Percentages. I'm talking about regulatory too, because we're starting to see the stories come out now, right? Do you guys know what the new cartel is in Mexico? Yeah. It's not cocaine. It's coins. That's the new cartel. That's right. And I know this personally because I have friends that live in Colombia. I have friends that live in Mexico. And they tell me they're going door to door selling a pipe dream.
And gold as well.
As well, gold. Yes. And we'll get into gold. I mean, that's another story for another day. But I mean, this is, you guys are lucky because I came into an empty home. My wife is at church with the kids. So I can talk a little longer.
It's meant to be, anyway, bro. It's meant to be.
That's where the most risk is, what everybody's talking about. After the real estate bubble, what was it? Gold. You never saw so many jewelry stores turn freaking commodities brokers in your life. Literally. Like there were commodities brokers. There were jewelers for like 15, 20 years, and all of a sudden they're trading gold like it's donuts. Right? and then you come back 3 or 4 months later and the doors are shut. This is what happened. This is not bullshit. This is what happened everywhere. You might have not seen it because you weren't paying attention, but this is what happened, right? Because it was a dream, right? Everybody rushes to gold when the financial system collapses. Well, we saw what happened. The gold guys are the worst. They're the biggest perma bears you'll ever meet in your life. The world is going to end tomorrow. Well, I've been hearing that for decades. Right? And guys, write this down. Everything is tradable. And I mean everything. Down to the penny stock. Everything is tradable. What's important is how you manage the risk. Everything is tradable. So when people come into my live chats and stuff, I don't have live chats here because I don't have 1,000 followers. Hopefully you guys can help me with that. But I mean,
yeah, definitely.
People, you know, they come in and they talk about, you know, this is the best thing, that's the best thing. And I never say, no, it isn't, or yes, it is. What I say is, everything is tradable. The important thing is how you manage the risk. I just explained to you earlier today that 60% of the time, the investor, professional and retail, guys that sat next to me on the desk, 60% of the time is the only time that you pick right direction. It's that low, guys. That should make you feel good. It is that low. 60% of the time, they pick the right direction on an issue. Some are better, but generally speaking, it's about 60, 65%. So then, can you guys hear me?
Yep. You're clear.
My Bluetooth just died. Gosh darn it. How do I?
We can hear you just fine. SMP, we good. We straight. You're good. You're good. You can hear us just fine.
I found it. All right. So I ask you, if 60% of the time is the only time that we pick the right direction collectively as a whole, professionals and the like, what is the difference? What is the difference maker? How you manage the risk. That is what makes success in this business. When people ask me, what do you do for a living? I usually answer it this way. I'm a risk manager. I don't say I'm a trader. I don't say I'm an investor. I don't say, no, I'm a risk manager. You start from that mindset. What could go wrong? And what am I going to do if this happens? I never enter a position without knowing my exit on the top side and the bottom side. And usually there's multiple points of exit depending on what the market is doing. It's never, write this down. Gosh, it's just, we'll be all night. Write this down. It's never all or none. Oh, I'm all out. Oh, I'm all in. Oh, I'm all out. Oh, I'm all in. It's never all or none. I don't care if you're trading 10 shares of a stock. Get used to building a habit of piecing in and weaning yourself out of position. So, and we'll get into that. It's a little bit more complex than that, but it's never done that today. It's never all or none. You do this business like that, you're going to leave profits on the table like nobody's business. And you're going to take losses like nobody's business. You're going to be sitting there. I think the other day you had a stock, didn't you, that flew? What was that stock that flew up and you're like, oh my God, it's still going higher? And I wanted to get quiet. What the hell is out there? I live on 7 acres and I got animals crawling around and shit. And these dogs, they start barking at everything that moves. Quick, lay down. So anyways, what happens is, you know, you can manage the risk. Let's say I had 1,000 shares, right? Just for shits and giggles. Make a nice round number. Maybe I exit 500 and I let the rest ride with a trailing stop. Nothing's changed. The technicals are not violated. It's still an uptrend. Hey, but you can't be a pig either, right? You got to be all right with taking 60% versus 80%.
you're still making money. But what does it do? Going back to what I said earlier, what does it do? I'm staying in the trade longer, playing with house money, giving me a chance to make more. And sometimes I'll exit half of my position, not just let the rest. I mean, back to your question, what kind of trader are you? Are you a long-term? I've held positions before for like a month, and they turn out to be 120%, right? I mean, less trades, less transactions. Why do I give? I'm making money. Doesn't matter. So, it's never all or none. Never all or none. I mean, get used to piecing yourself into position, winning yourself out. As far as the question of the shorting, I think I'm pretty close to pulling the trigger on starting. I'm already starting to build a watch list for short candidates. And what does that look like? Exactly the opposite of what I look like when I'm looking for longs. I'm looking for the shittiest sector, the shittiest industry group, the shittiest sub-industry groups under that industry group, and the shittiest stocks in that sub-industry group. And that's where I start shorting. I short the crap. That's just breaking in levels, and the fundamentals are crappy. They're seeing deceleration in fundamentals year over year, quarter over quarter for the last 7 quarters. I mean, this is what I look for. I flip the whole table upside down. I'm not there yet because I think, and part of me for saying I think, I've tried not to think so much, right? So I think this government has a vested interest. And yes, this business is political, guys. Whenever you get into Zoom, somebody tells you this, no politics here, none, well, walk away because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. So I think there's a vested interest, right? What's happening that's important in November?
Midterm elections.
That's right. This can affect a little bit, but that's a cocktail conversation to make me sound smart. I don't really give a shit what happens because I'm going to be looking at what price, right? Price is going to tell me. Remember, price is a forward-looking indicator. Price is a forward-looking indicator. The economy is usually trailing 6 months. That's why we were talking about transitory inflation. It's not transitory, blah, blah, blah. All of the reasons why, right? We were talking about all that as the S&P was selling off, right? And things are breaking down. And Peloton is no more, right? And so on and so on. I use that stock because everybody knows Peloton. But there's many others that are in the same conundrum, right? So price is a forward-looking indicator. That's why when people ask me, are you watching the Fed numbers today? Yeah, what the hell? I'll go ahead and peek at it and see how the market reacts. And here we are. The initial reaction was what? Bullish, right? You would say. And then what happened at the end of the day? We sold off, right? That's what you call noise. Stop with the noise. Stick to your charts. The S&P has been under the 50 SMA for days now. And every time it tries to crawl above it, it bumps its head. That's huge. That should be like a huge red signal. And I'm not entering this market on the long side. And now this is my discipline. Now you guys got to decide for yourself until the S&P closes, not just doesn't trade, closes above the SMA, the 50 SMA. And even at that, I'll be entering in a small way. Remember what I said, weaning myself into position, weaning myself out. It's never all or none. That's risk management, right? And why do I say I'm going to start weaning myself out and not going in with 2 hands? Because we're under what still? We're also under the 200 SMA, which is a monster level to overcome. And below that, you have a shit ton of structure, a bunch of sellers to freaking wait for your stock to get up so they can hit you. Right? So hopefully you're getting the idea of, the importance of management of risk, weaning yourself into position, weaning yourself out. That makes any sense. As the market goes, write this down.
Ready?
On quotes. Be the market. Be the market. Be the market. Let the market dictate your actions. Be the market. Be the market. My opinion is worthless. Absolutely worthless. Absolute garbage. Be the market. Be the price.
Got it.
I used to say be the fucking market, but that's rude. I used to yell at my students, "Be the fucking market." I mean, that's what my manager in the training desk, Mel, same guy, used to yell that at me. He's like, "Well, what? All right, you guys want to hear a cool story?"
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna end it with this. This is one of my. So, I got hired by this firm. I don't have a college degree. This is a drawn out story, but it's really cool. It's what got me started in this business. I was a bartender at a resort in Disney. All right. I had a pool bar, and the pool bar was mine. It was great. I was making money. I was young. I was dating this girl. And I did that for about 6 years, and I got bored. I said, this is it. This is it to life. And I started college, and I was not really into it. And, and I came home all depressed, and I said, hey, baby, I got to get out of here. This is not working. I got to do something different. And I said, why don't you, can you help me? And she's got a college degree. She's a little bit more educated in that sense, computers and everything at the time, right? He said, I'll help you. We'll get you a resume. I was like, what is that? He's like, what? I said, I don't have a resume. She's like, well, we'll make you one. So what are you going to put on there? I've been a bartender for Anyway, she drafted this resume. And I'm like, I looked at it and I was like, that's me? You kidding me? It's pretty cool. It's all true. And I did other things, while I was in the hotel and stuff. But anyways, I did some management. She's like, well, I'm going to start sending it out. I was like, who are you going to send it out to? Now, remember, this is pre-internet world, right? Sort of. It was the internet was really starting to boom. You did most things by fax. You could email, But she says, like, well, I'm going to, I'll send it out to some people. I see some ads and I'll send it out. This is when you used to look at newspapers for ads, right? And there's a fax your resume to so-and-so. So I said, well, okay, remember, you got to keep it within this realm, right? Hospitality, food and beverage, this is what I've done. Don't go, And I think that's great. Yeah, go ahead and send it out, Anyways, 2 days later, I'm in the bar working. It is packed. I worked at a pool bar. I was my own bartender. I had no bar backs. I had no service. Oh, it was a sweet gig. And it is packed to the walls. These people exit this meeting. It was, during the late 90s, right? Technology bubble. I mean, we had Luce and Sienna. They would come down. It was a big convention resort. Everybody would descend on the pool bar, and I'm freaking slammed, right? So I get the phone rings, right? And this is an actual phone that's attached to a wall with a cable. The phone rings, ring, right? And I pick it up. It's like, hello, this is Shipwreck Bar. Marvin speaking. How may I help you? That was the name of the bar, Shipwreck. And she goes, hi, Marvin. It's an old lady on the phone. Hi, Marvin. Hi there. This is Carol. Oh, hi, Carol. I had no idea who it was. How can I help you? It's like, and I got the phone. You got to envision me. I have the phone on my shoulder with the cable, that 15, 16-foot cable, strung out all the way across the bar. And I'm mixing drinks and I'm making pina coladas. I can barely hear her. It's like, this is Carol. You faxed us your resume this morning. And it's like, and I just rolled with it, right? Because I knew she was doing that in the background. I was like, sure. Yeah, of course, Carol. How are you? I just ran with it, right? It's like, I'm great. I was wondering if you'd be interested to come in for a meeting, for an interview. We're having a group interview of 16 people. And I want you to come in and listen to what we got to offer and this and that. I was like, of course. I'm thinking to myself, 16 people. It's like, Carol, I'm so sorry. there was another Carol. I have to think quick on my feet. It's like there was another Carol. When is this meeting? Well, this is on Thursday. And I'm sorry, which company are you with? Which, and I didn't say restaurant. I said, quiet. I said, which company are you with? She goes, I'm with so-and-so financial group. And I'm like, oh my God. No, she didn't. I'm thinking to myself, of course, I'll be there. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. This gets good, I promise. So anyways, she goes, yeah, we'd like for you to come in for a group interview. It's like, yeah, when is it? Thursday. Okay, good. We set it up. Oh my God, I was livid. I come back to the house, apartment back then, and I say, honey, what did you do? So what happened? It's like, I got this phone call from this financial group place. Are you serious? What are you doing? I thought you were going to stay with food and beverage and stuff. This is what I've done. No, but I always see you looking at the CNBC, that channel with the little thing numbers, and you're always looking at it and this and that. And this, I was like, honey, this is for like Ivy League people. I don't even have college. What are you doing? Are you serious? And she's like, oh my gosh, she called you? It's like, yeah, she called me. And she goes, well, what happened? I got an interview on Thursday. She's like, that's awesome. She's like, I was like, we're going to need a suit. I don't even have a suit. It's like, we'll get you a suit. That's great. It's like, honey, I have no idea what I'm doing. What? Are you kidding me? I go there. We get a suit. I go there. And there's 16 guys. Have you ever seen the movie Boiler Room?
Yep.
Okay. It wasn't like that, but sort of. It wasn't that intense, but it was sort of, right? They're explaining everything. And I was one out of 4 people of the 16 that they hired. Now you would say, why? Why did they hire you? You have no experience in that. Well, I speak Spanish. I was born in Cuba. And what they had was they had a Latin American desk that dealt with Latin America. It was a retail shop, and they dealt with Latin customers. And they needed somebody to work in the client support desk. And all I did was take in applications, questions, because, you're not licensed yet. You can't really get into anything. You can't even give a quote. You got to get your 7 for that first. But anyways, I started doing that for about 3 or 4 months. And I thought I was hot shit, But anyways, Mel comes in one day after 3 months, and he plops a Series 7 book on my desk, slams it on the desk, and goes, start studying. You got 60 days to the test. You should only need 30, but go ahead and start studying. Now, it's a monster of a test, right? You need 70 to pass. I mean, 70 is an A, 99 is an A, right? It's a certification. So why am I doing this? Because you're going to go to the desk. We had one of the guys quit, and I like you, da-da-da. And, I got so excited. I was like, oh, my gosh, excited, nervous, everything all at the same time. So I started studying. We had tape decks, that you put in the car and you listen to them as I'm driving. I've never been a good test taker. Again, I didn't go to college. I wasn't an awful student, but not great either. And I was nervous, Anyways, 30 days go by. I take the test. Now, the test, most people fail at the same time. At the first time, they usually fail. Most, not all, but most people, the numbers are not favoring, And I passed it with a 76. I remember the number, 76. I left that place. I was crying like a baby because it meant so much to me. Because here's a guy with no college, and it was like I graduated college, right? Because it told me I got what it takes. And I was like, man, that's so exciting. I get goosebumps as I tell the story every time I tell it. So I come home and I tell my wife, my mom she made me a ring, like a graduation ring for it. It's really sweet, which I still have. It has the number engraved on the inside of it, September, whatever, when I got 1999, when I got licensed. And, it was really special. But anyways, come in. Everybody's all excited. Mark, you passed. Oh, yeah, man. That's okay. And Mel comes in and he goes, what are you doing? I was in the client support department. He goes, what are you doing? Get your shit. You're going to the desk right now. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, really. Come on. You got your license. You can transact in Florida. you need when you get your 7, you can transact in the state that you get it at, right? And in order to transact in other states and in other places abroad, you need a 63. That's a different license. But with the 7, you can transact business in the state that you live in. So I got in there, and most of these people have shell accounts in Florida, so it worked out that way. But anyways, I get in there. Now I'm going to tell you the story of my first trade. Okay, this is great. Oh my God. I get my first trade. I'll never forget the guy's name, Restrepo. Restrepo was from Colombia. Calls me up, hey, yeah. And he goes, I want you to buy 1,000 shares of Microsoft. I'm like, holy shit. And this is after I trained with a desk. I trained with a trainer for a while before this happened. But I get my first trade. I'm all excited. I got my trade blotter. It's all dated and everything. I got signed. I'm ready to go. Calls me, I want you to buy 1,000 shares of Microsoft. I think it was Microsoft. Yeah. Michael, Sam, Frank, Tom. Yeah. And at this price, right? At this price. I was like, okay. Do you want it? I was like, oh, excited. I was like, do you want it good for the day or good till cancel? He's like, good for the day. I was like, great. Put that shit in the blotter. Good for the day. Put the little D on there on that column. Anyways, he gets executed, right? I'm all excited. I'm going to call him back. I got my fill price. I call him back. Restrepo, ¿cómo estás? Bien, bien. Okay. Sí, ya te llenaron la orden. I said, they already filled your order at this price. You bought 1,000 shares of Microsoft. And he goes, what? What? You mean I own it? Like, yeah, you told me to buy 1,000 shares of Microsoft. It's like, you're a rightful owner, 1,000 shares at this price. You got it. You get the freaking come from tomorrow. Settles in 3 days, right? He's like, no, I told you to buy 1,000 shares of Microsoft. I did. I bought you 1,000 shares of Microsoft. You're the rightful owner at this price. No. He goes, I was a seller. You were the buyer. And I'm like, you mother effer. And my heart dropped. Now, remember, this is during 1999. And stocks are moving in technology like you wouldn't believe. 15, 20% a day. I explained that earlier. So I'm like, okay, Restrepo, I'll call you back. I click on the phone. I call and see my trainer, Clay. His name was Clay. I was like, Clay, what the hell, man? This guy's telling me this. I said, well, did you buy this? Yeah, I reported back. It's like, what did you say? Well, he told me to buy 1,000 shares of Microsoft. He told me to buy 1,000 shares of Microsoft. He wanted me to buy 1,000 shares of Microsoft. He's like, did you repeat the trade back to him? No. So he goes, come on, let's go see Mel in the office. So I go back to see the principal, right? The manager. I was like, Mel, I fucked up. He goes, already? I was like, yeah, I fucked up bad. He's like, I got on the wrong side of the trade. He's like, what? And that's the first thing they question. The first thing they ask you, what's that? I was like, Microsoft. He's like, oh my God. He goes, how many shares? 1,000. I was like, how many? 1,000. He's like, oh my God, what's it doing? What's your fill price? I was like, anyways, he goes, let's go to the tape. Every firm, every desk has a tape room where you go in. If there's ever a dispute or anything, you go into that tape room and you record it. You rewind the tape and you pre-play it, right? See what was said. I go over there with Mel, and sure enough, he goes, Marvin, I want you to buy. He didn't say, I want to buy. I want you to buy. So that was a lesson in itself. And I was like, oh my God, this guy played me. And later, so many years later, he told me, yeah, Restrepo was like, yeah, I knew you were the new guy, so I worked you. But anyways, I mean, so what happens is, that was my first trade. By the time I went to the tape room and came back to it was probably like 5 or 10 minutes. Now, this is 1,000 shares of Microsoft in late 1990s. Things are moving like crazy in technology, okay? Day to day, intraday. I was down 60 grand because I had to make him whole and make me whole. I owned it and I owed it to him. So it's twofold, right? Because he's owed that fill at that time at that price. He's owed that. You just put it in his account. You're filled at this price. Now I'm trading out of this position. And thank God Clay was there. And Clay's like, I'll help you trade out of it. And Clay comes in, whatever. Anyways, it ended up being a $3,000 loss. And then Mel called me at the end of the day. He's like, Marvin, get in here. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm about to get fucking work. He's like, close the door. I was like, what's up, Mel? It's like, what's up? He's like, you okay? He's like, no. He's like, we just lost $9,000. He's like, well, and it's my first trade. He's like, I know, but sit down. He was a real cool guy. He's like, okay, the guy played you. That's okay. You're new. Don't worry. It's a lesson learned. So what are you going to do next time? I go, and I only knew this because Clay told me. I'm going to repeat the order back to him. And he goes, let me hear you. Let me hear you how you're going to say it. I was like, seriously? He's like, yes, seriously. Are you fucking kidding me? You cost me $9,000. Tell me how you're going to say it. And we role played. He did the same thing. And he said, I want to sell 1,000 shares of whatever. And I said, okay, just to read it back to you, you're a seller of XYZ at this price. Okay, so you had to repeat the order back. So it's clear. If he tells me I want you to buy 1,000 shares, I should have gone back to him and said, okay, I understand you want me to buy 1,000, you're a seller of 1,000, and he would have come back to me and said, no, I'm actually buying 1,000. See what I'm saying? You had to actually repeat the trade back because they could flip it on you. But anyways, that's the story of my first trade. It's a motherfucker. I mean, you ever seen the cartoon when the cat is getting chased by the dog and he comes around the corner and the cat turns like 15 colors at the same time from fear? That's what it was like. I was like, my heart rate, and I was sitting down, guys. I was sitting down. My heart rate, you're going to think I'm exaggerating, but my heart rate was, hopefully you can hear this, was ticking like this. I'm sitting down when I'm watching the screen, this thing down $60,000. My heart was ticking like this. That fast. I put my index fingers underneath my ear and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I mean, the freaking panic that went over me. I think it was probably a panic attack. It probably was a panic attack, but my heart rate was going that fast. I mean, but anyways, that's the story of my first trade.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a mother effort.
Wow. Hey, we have 17 people. We have 17 people in here now, guys. For those of you guys who didn't know, I told you I'd be bringing in new people, and for some reason I met this man. His name is Marvin, and his name is SMP Stock Market Plan. He is, another trader with experience. Also, if you guys don't have him on TikTok, his name on TikTok is Stock Market Plan. And if you add him, we'll get him 1,000 followers. We'll get him his own following. Guys, I believe in partnerships. And this man here knows about swing trading. He's not a scalper like I am, but he's a swing trader, and he's a smart one. He knows what he's doing. He's going to help me with swing traders. He's going to help you. He's going to help us. He has years of experience.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me just say this real quick. It's important. I appreciate that, by the way. Thank you. I'm not smart, guys. Understand the difference. There's very few smart people in the world. Now listen to this. I just know, right? And because I know, I have an edge. Put the two words together. Knowledge. I have knowledge. There's a big difference between being smart and actually knowing. Big, big difference. Understand that. I'm not smart. I'm not an expert. I just know things. And you will too. I can guarantee you that. You will too. There's no such thing as, oh, this guy's smart. This guy always gets it right. No. I'm only right about 60% of the time. We already explained that, right? So sometimes less, sometimes 50-50, right? So it's not about being smart. It's about, and I appreciate you saying that, but it's about knowing. You have an edge. You have knowledge. No edge. Knowledge. Big difference. Big, big difference, right? The smart guy is the guy that figures out the algorithm and all that nonsense, but that's not this guy. I'm just know from experience. I know when I see incoming traffic and I need to get out of the way because I've seen it before. The stock market to me is like a photo album. I just keep seeing the same shit repeating itself. I just know. That's it. Anyways, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to say that because it's important. And I think it'll serve you too. For the guys that are starting out, this is about knowledge. This is not about being smart.
Thank you, bro.
About having an edge because you know.
Thank you.
Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I thought that was important to say.
I actually put it down. Knowledge, no edge. Knowledge. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Guys, one of the differences in my Discord and everybody else's Discord, first of all, Stock Market Plan, he's on TikTok. Make sure you add him. Second thing, if you haven't added him, make sure you follow us on Together. If we have a swing plan or any kind of trade again, he'll be leading it. I won't be leading it. You guys know I suck at swing trades. Every now and then they go through. Sometimes they don't. I want you guys to understand two things. One, I appreciate all of you guys for being here. We have currently 53 members. Yeah, Toby, I actually recorded this whole thing. So, guys, I want you guys to understand something. The difference between me and anybody else is this. I welcome partnerships. You know we have Stock Hunter. We know we have Michael. You know we have Diesel. We have all these people who are experts in areas. You know we have all our family members who are family friends to us. We now have another man in our midst. Stock Market Plan. SMP. His name is Marvin, and he's a brother from another mother. Guys, welcome him. If you have questions, let me know. I'll include him in any groups you guys want. I want you guys to understand. This is a family of friends, and we're trying to get money, make money. I'm a scalper. I'm Stock SMP is a swing trader. He told me to write down a number of things, and on the bottom left of our screen, it says things that I've learned. It says things that I've learned, and it's our basic guidelines that he talked about. Again, he mentioned the stock market is like a beauty contest. The price is the award. The second thing, price is the ultimate indicator. The more than volume, time, MACD, or RSI. Price is the number one indicator. From a perspective of a swing trader, we're talking 75% to 80% of stocks will move in the direction of the market. Cash is a valid position. Fear and greed are greed move markets. The 50 and the 200 SMA are incredibly important indicators. When you want to find out where the most risk is in the market, you just find out what everybody's talking about. Again, guys, knowledge. Think about this one. Knowledge. He said this one. It's my favorite one. I think I'll make a TikTok about it. Or if you guys want to do it, KNO. Know. Edge. Knowing edge. Knowledge. Another one. That's fucking brilliant. Thank you. SMP, you're the fucking man, dude. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a part of my Discord. And thank you for being a part of my family. Habibi, whatever I can do for you. You need 1,000 followers. You need more whatever. You need your own Discord. No problem, man. I appreciate everything you've done today. You were here with us, guys. We started at 4:30, 4:45. It's 7 o'clock. It's been 3 hours, man. And I want you guys to understand, I have more people coming in. And through God's will, I don't know how it's happening, but I keep meeting people who are helping us. We have people in every area now, guys. And now we have, well, with 16, with 17, we have 18 people in our Discord who are in here right now. Listen to me. That was something that you'll never get anywhere else. And I want you guys to understand, this is what we offer you every single week, every single day in our classes. I didn't intend on that happening. But guess what? You got a lot of knowledge, and you certainly got an edge now. Because Marvin's here, I'm here, Dan's here, everybody's here, and Diesel's here. All these people are here, guys. We're a family, and I want you guys to understand, our goal is to grow. And yes, I did record everything on TikTok, just the voice. If you want it, I can download it and share it with us. Guys, listen to me. Experience is what matters. Experience and seeing things. And just like SMP just said, it's the same fucking book over and over again. He sees the same picture. He's got knowledge. 1999 is when he first got fully licensed. My first trade was in 1995. Dude, amongst the people in this group right now, we have more than 70 years experience together, guys. And I want you guys to understand, we have specialties. What he talked about was, in fact, swing trading. 90% of it applies to what I do, but on a different level. I'm a scalper. You guys learn from me from a scalping perspective. If you want to learn from S&P, hell, I'll help him get up his own Discord, and we'll go from there. Or I can have him, just like we had with Michael and Dan. I can add them to the room. Whatever you guys want. Listen, what I want to know is this. How can I help you improve your bottom line? That's it. That's my objective. That's all I care about. I want you to improve your bottom line by learning, growing, understanding, and developing new connections in your brain through experiences. That is all I want for any of my followers, any of my friends, anybody who's here. If there's any questions, comments, concerns, the floor is yours, guys. If somebody starts talking, step away, let them talk, and let them go on. If there's questions, comments, go on, guys.
Nobody, huh? Well, I got a question. Stock market plan. When you're looking for a swing trade, you said that you look into the sectors of the whole sector, like a technology sector, and then you're looking for the best, like under that category. You're looking for the good stocks that are probably not priced correctly. Is this, am I saying that right?
Damn it, this damn phone. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can now.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
So what I do is I start with the S&P 500.
Okay.
Right? I start there because 3 out of 4 stocks are going to move like the general direction of the market. Right? For a swing trader, that's a must. I start there. That is what I call the tide. Is it tide against me or is it tide with me? That's number one. Now, after that, and this is unfair because, and I'm going to start building a watch list as I go along here, as I'm getting back into this. Because remember, I've been absent from the internet world for some time, since like 2012. But I'm starting to go back in because I have the time to do it now. But I'm going to start building watch lists. If you go in my Discord, you'll see watch lists. And what I'll do is I'll copy paste and put them on your Discord there. If he does a channel for me, I'll do that. But these are not recommendations to buy or sell. These are just things for you guys to look at so you can learn what are the things that I look at, right? Mm-hmm. So to answer your question, I start with the S&P 500. What's a tide? What is the market breadth? What is going on? Is it positive? Is it negative? What's the feeling? Some people call it market sentiment. I start there. Then I go into sectors. What sectors are performing? There's about 8 to 10 sectors now, I think. What sectors are performing, underperforming? Then under that, it's like a pyramid. Under that, you have industry groups, technology, energy. Those are industry groups. Oh, good gravy. I'm gonna watch this. Hey, stop! Quiet. I got way too many dogs. I said, let me walk out of this house. Good gravy, these damn dogs. Quiet. Hush. And then after that, I look at industry groups, transportation, energy, technology. Those are industry groups.
Then under that, it's like a pyramid, right? With the S&P on the top. Then the sectors, then the industry groups. I look at industry groups. And you can do this study. There's many forums out there where you can study this. And then I look at, you can chart it. You can use ETFs that chart transportation. You can use ETFs that chart energy, right? Then after that, I look at industry groups. What does that look like? Transportation, sub-industry group, airlines, sub-industry group, rails, right? So you start looking at the sub-industry groups of the industry groups. Then after that is my stock. Now, all of those levels that I just explained, they affect your stock price like the S&P 500 does, right? Because they move in unison. So that's the top to bottom approach. Most of us, when we start from the bottom up. Oh, this is the best stocks and sliced bread. And you disregard everything else that is affecting the price of your stock, right? I mean, in the late 1990s, it was technology. Well, the sub-industry group was the dot-coms, right? Internet. So that was pumping. So that was moving. That's going to affect every stock. It didn't matter which freaking .com you owned. It was going up. This is what happens. So hopefully that explains a little bit the process. And I'm going to get into it more. I like to do a lot of research in that realm. And then this way you guys will see how I do it. When I do my videos, if you go on Twitch, it's the same name, Stock Market Plan. If you go on YouTube, it's the same name, Stock Market Plan. I got videos on YouTube from Stock Market Plan since 2012. You can pull up any of those videos. Aside of me looking a lot younger, it's all the same stuff I'm telling you right now. It's exactly the same. There's nothing you're going to see there any different. It's all the same. And as we get along, not to give you a long-winded answer, it is a long-winded answer that requires more presentation. So we'll get into that process a little bit more, how it is that I actually pick industry group. I picked the sub-industry group. It could be technology. Then you have semiconductors. Well, on the semiconductors, you're like, oh, semiconductors are pumping. Wait a second. You have designer fabricators. You have different subgroups on the semiconductor. Most people don't know that, right? Just because one NVIDIA is moving doesn't mean that every semiconductor is going to move. It's within its own sub-industry group. You have fabricators, you have designers, you have, so it's a long thought out process that can pay out dividends. Why? Because most stocks, when you use the top to bottom approach, you're going to understand more and more that stocks move like their peers, right? And you start with the S&P. Like right now, I'm telling you, I've been in cash forever. I mean, what seems like forever. Because I'm waiting for this thing to get up about the 500, the SMA, the 50 SMA. Pure as simple. And I called it not a rule. I called it a law that I have. I would not go along anything unless the S&P is over, the SPY is over the 50 SMA. Very rarely. And might, if I get something up my ass and I'm like, oh, well, this looks saucy. But rarely. Almost like that's the law. Because I understand that what? 75 to 80%, 7 to 8 out of 10 stocks are going to move in the general direction of the S&P, of the SPY. So how do you like my chances? Not very well. In today's world, not very well. Or a swing trader. Swing traders are getting their asses handed to them right now. They're trying to pick bottoms. They're trying to pick these, and they're getting pickpocketed throughout the day. Right? Today was a perfect example. Initial reaction of the numbers, pickpocket. Fucking massive pickpocket. People got taken to the cleaners today because they thought this was it.
Yep.
And then having total disregard for what? The S&P is under the 50 SMA. When things fall, when prices of things fall under the 50 SMA, they lose what's called sponsorship. You guys got to remember, we don't move markets. The people in this room, we don't move markets. Well, then who does? Institutions. Institutions move and they leave big tracks along the way. In the form a stock that generally trades, 70 million shares a day, and by 12 noon, it's already traded 110, you already know something's happening here. This is the big players moving in and out of here, one way or the other, up or down. This is big players coming in, and you start seeing prints. You look at the prints at the time of sales, and you start seeing blocks. You guys know what blocks are? Block trades? Most people don't, unless you were a trader. On the desk, you don't know what a block trade is. That's 10,000 shares or more. When you start seeing 10,000 share trades printing, that's an institution.
It's 100 bushels, guys. 100. 10,000
Yeah.
10,000
Yeah.
bushels.
That's when you start seeing 10,000 lots. That's an institution moving. And you start seeing 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, 20, 20. Because, time sales is going to move quick. 50, 10, 20, 30, 80, 10, 20, 30. That's an institution.
We've seen that twice
Right?
this year, guys.
So, that. And you saw a little bit today after that Fed announcement, a little bit.
Yeah.
The first 15-minute candle after the Fed announcement was pretty hefty. Look at the volume on that candle on the S&P.
Yep.
On the spot.
Exactly. Well done.
It's the highest volume candle in days, maybe weeks. If you look at your chart and you sit there and you zoom out, look at it.
Here's the chart, guys.
That's institutions.
He's not lying.
That's not, Aunt Patty and Uncle Sam selling stock.
Right here, guys.
That's the big players. That's the big players selling stock.
Right here.
So hopefully I answered the question. I know it was whenever you think you're going slow enough in your learning process, slow down some more. Whenever you think you're going slow enough, slow down some more. Because we're doing this for what? Are we doing this for a week? Are we doing this for 2 weeks? Think about it for a moment. We're doing this for life. This is a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. This is for life. You're not doing this for good. So you're not go 7-Eleven. At least you'll have fun scratching the tickets, right? This is not what we're doing. You're doing this for life. You're building a foundation where you can, along the way, make your money grow in a methodical way, right? So, this is for life. People are like, I'm up this much percentage for the year, these guys on TikTok and stuff. And I'm like, great. But talk to me when you get into a full-blown bear market. Everybody makes money in a bull market, guys. It's really tough not to make money in a bull market, which we're not in right now. We're in a mild correction that is worsening, almost into a bear market. I don't think we're in a bear market yet, but we're teetering in that line. Can it change tomorrow? Sure it can. But what do I have today?
Exactly.
All right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's it. There's the price.
Exactly.
Tell me all the stories you want to tell me about this and that Powell and this and Biden and Trump and that. Dude, great. You go ahead and do that while I sit here and study markets. Because I've seen it 100 times. And then some. But hopefully I answered your question. I mean, but that is the thesis, right? It's a top to bottom approach, not so much a bottom up approach. And we'll get into it more because it's a longer, those are steps, right? We're going to get into a little bit more.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I really do. I appreciate it.
Anybody else?
Absolutely. I'm glad you do.
Questions? Anybody else have any questions? Guys, feel free to ask any questions. Joe, you want to talk?
Thank you so much. That was great, Jonathan. I love when you bring some guest speakers on. Appreciate it. That's great insight.
SMP.
I was taking notes.
And how we met is funny, I really appreciate those words. But how we met is funny because I just went into his TikTok one day. I was like, who's this crazy fool? And I'm like,
he's awesome. He always Jonathan.
And I sat there and I'm like, trying to tell something on the chat to followers. He's like, you can give me the number. And I texted, I think I messaged you, didn't I, on the TikTok app? And it was like, then he gets back to me like 2 days later. Hey, what do you want to talk about? Which was last night. And then we kind of hit it off last night. But anyways, it's like whatever.
So I just want you guys to know, SMP is not a guest speaker. He's one of us, and he is a partner with us. And I want to help him in any way. If you guys want to find him on TikTok, if you guys want to find him on WhatsApp, if you guys want to find him on YouTube, all of it is all there. And Twitch.
The YouTube videos are all, but Twitch has my most recent, and everything's all the same. I try to make a simple, stupid stock market plan. Everything's all the same. You can pull me up Twitch. That gives you it gives you my face what it looks like today. But the YouTube video is like 2012, so I look a lot younger.
So
yeah, a lot younger and fatter.
I want you guys to understand we have a swing trading expert and also somebody who has experience in the stock market.
Stop calling me an expert, goddammit.
Why do you want me to call you? What do you want me to call you? Just as a trader?
Yeah, that's it. Risk manager.
All right, risk manager. There you go. But I want you guys to understand, guys, I will continue to bring in more people. Next week, I was going to tell you guys probably on Tuesday or Thursday, Darian Sarhadi, who has been an investment banker for over 30 years. He's in his late 50s, early 60s. His family has been in investment banking for over 30 years, and he's been in 30 years. His family was in there for another, God knows. I've got more people coming, and hey, we're going to introduce you guys to whatever you guys want. If you want to learn, great. If you don't, that's understandable. But when I send out messages, and I send out like 50 of them like I did today, thank you for coming, guys. It is now 7:40. I will continue to let anybody ask questions. If you have questions, comments, concerns, there is a new member in our group, and he is what do you want me to call you? A
risk manager, swing trader, risk manager.
Okay.
Whatever, man.
Okay.
He's one of us, man. He's one of us. He's a human being just trying to make it in this world. And
there you go.
I have a little bit of experience, and I'm willing to share.
Thank you. And he's got his own Discord, which we're going to update on TikTok because the old one needs to be updated, the link. And if you guys want to join his Discord, also, if anybody else, if you have your own Discord, if you want to share it, Habibi, I don't mind it. I'm not here to take away from anybody. I'm the only one. All of us share knowledge.
My Discord is real simple. I believe in simplicity. It's got 3 sections on it. It's got overall market health, which deals with the SPY, right?
Okay.
Sentiment is on the market currently. Okay. And if you go to my last video that I posted on TikTok, I have the link. Oh no, I did put that.
You put it on your on your TikTok.
Sorry.
You put it on your TikTok, but it's not a new link. The link on the Discord is not a new link on the TikTok. And guys, his TikToks are a lot more entertaining than mine could ever be.
Describe my Discord is can help. It's got a long stock list, watch list, and it's got a short watch list. And pay attention to the dates that I posted those stocks, right? Because they have moved along. So and I'm going to start updating that a little bit more. So anyways, it's really simple. I just need to get working on it and getting it more up to date and stuff. Again, I'm just getting right back into this, trying to make it better for the people that are visiting there. But it's really simple. It's only got 3 sections, and that's all you need, really. I mean, my humble opinion, for what I do. It's overall market health, the SPY, study of the SPY. The last 3 videos that I've posted on TikTok have exactly to do with that. What is the overall market health right now? I'm trying to keep it simple, stupid, giving it to you. Remember, when you think you're going slow enough, slow down some more, and it'll all start piecing team together. You know, the stars in this business, I'm sorry to interrupt you, man. This is important. The stars in this business, are the ones bear market.
Whoa, what? You cut out. What did you say? The stars in this business are the ones who what?
Money.
Marvin, you cut out. You got to move your spot wherever you are. Marvin, you're talking to yourself for the last 3 minutes.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
The stars in the business, the one better. Hold on a second. Is that better?
Now it's better.
Hello?
Now it's
lost
better.
You guys, good gravy.
Now it's better. Now it's better. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Now we can.
Okay. I'm gonna stop moving.
Please.
The stars in this business shine when we run into a bear market. Everybody makes money in a bull market. Hello, Kathy Woods. Okay? Why? I just explained it. 3 out of 4 stocks are going to move in the general rotation of the S&P. Right? Generally speaking, you pick decent stocks over time. During a bull phase, you're going to make money. The true players shine when we run into a true bear market. We haven't had a real bear market in years. We've had corrections, but when I say bear markets, I'm talking something that lasts in duration of 2 to 3 years. And people keep getting sucked in, getting faked out, averaging down for a period of a year or two, and you're down 50% your portfolio. That's a bear market. We haven't had that in a long time. Can this correction lead to a bear market? Yes. Does it always lead to a bear market? No. That's why you have to watch the market, the SPY, the S&P, same difference, every day. And gauge it. Gauge the progress, gauge the risk, gauge, am I trading over the 50 SMA? I know it sounds simple, guys, but it is truly that simple. The 50 SMA is a huge, pivotal level. If there's anything I want you to take from this call today is every single one of you should go to your chart today. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this. When you read the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA, do not use it. The purposes that I'm explaining it, do not use it in any other time frame than the daily. Okay? Do not use it in any other time frame than the daily. If that issue is trading under that 50 SMA, move on. If you're a swing trader, move on. Move on, set an alert, so when it gets there, it dings you, and then you get interested again, but move on. Just move on. The stack is stacked against you, man. Just move on. Trust me. There's other issues out there that are performing better that you can partake in. You don't need to expose yourself to that. And here's the SPY battling with the 50 SMA right now on the daily. It's been battling with it for days. And here we are today. Massive sell-off into the close. Right? I mean, so, did I know that was going to happen? No. But I have rules. I have laws that govern my decision-making. And that's what biggie. The 50 SMA and the 200 SMA. Big time. So if there's any, those two little steps right there. Do you guys know who William O'Neill is? Anybody know who Bill O'Neill is?
No, I do not.
Okay. Bill O'Neill, that's cool. Bill O'Neill is the founder and chief of, I think he's dead now, but I had the pleasure of meeting him and kind of, I went to many of his conferences and then I sat with him for like 5 minutes. William O'Neill is the founder of Investors Business Tale. Major publication, and he had his first seat in the New York Stock Exchange, I think at age 25, which back then it cost 50 grand just to sit in the seat back then. And again, he's old, he's gone. So this is a long time ago. But what he did is, I was a student of his. That's my mentor, right? You have mentors in life that maybe perhaps you never met, but you follow, right? And you value. He's one of them. And I actually had the pleasure of meeting him. And I sat with him for like 5 minutes. It was in a conference, and I caught him at the lobby lounge, and I sat with him for a little bit. And I'll tell you about that one day. But all of this stuff that I'm telling you is from him. It's from him. And what he did was he studied technical patterns. And what he did, he studied over the years what made the best growth prospects, growth stock prospects. Like, you'll never probably ever see me invested in GE and IBM. It's a dumb daughter. It is done. I mean, how many ways can Goodyear tire build a fucking tire? It's a fucking tire. It's like growth in new product, new service, right? Hello, Netflix, Tesla. These are innovative products that are not stories. They have proven sales behind the story, right? They're proven concepts. Anybody watch Shark Tank? Anybody? Okay, what is the first thing? Okay, the people come over there and they do the beautiful presentations. Some of them are great, some not so much, but some of them are really great. And you have the sob story. My dad started this company years ago, and he died in a train wreck. And this the whole big story, right? What is the first question that Mr. Wonderful asks?
How many sales you got?
What are your sales? What are your sales? And what is he really asking, guys? What is your growth? Not only does he ask what your sales are, he's asking what were your sales this year, the year prior to that, and what did I tell you about fundamentals? Do you have increasing numbers quarter over quarter for the last 7 quarters, year over year, relative to the last year, same quarter? Right? You're looking for that. Price, sales. Sales don't lie. If anybody in here is in the sales industry, you know damn well what I'm talking about. I mean, your product could be the worst product in the world. If you can sell it, you're going to be good. You're going to be all right. Right? And there's many products out there that are not worth your dollar, but their marketing is good. Whatever the reason they selling. Some are like, that's a great service. I don't know if you've ever been inside of a Tesla. It's a damn freaking iPhone wheels. It's an amazing thing, right? Never seen anything like it in the world in history until they came along, And then we ask ourselves, how can Tesla go to 800 way back in the day, and they go to 900 and whatever, and keep going up? And people are scratching their heads. I can't believe the stock keeps going up. I sold too early. Well, you should have put a trailing stop in the second half, right? I mean, because stocks that are on demand, stocks that are in growth mode, stocks that are like that, they can go higher and then some, right? They're innovative products. How do you know they're innovative? They're selling.
Most rich people in the world are salesmen. They're selling something.
I mentor kids in high school, and I always tell them, learn how to sell something. Life. It's a tough thing to do. We're getting into a whole nother realm now, but I mean, if you can sell something, that you believe in, which is key to success, you got to believe in what you're selling. I mean, man, you can make a fortune. And that's what drives the economy is sales. Earnings, what are earnings? Earnings are manipulated in the sense that you can control earnings, right? You can control earnings. The money's in, right? Liabilities, assets, whatever, they're in. You can control that. You can manage that. Manipulate was the wrong word. You can manage that to look a certain way. Hello, stock splits. Hello, reverse stock splits, right? You can do all of that nonsense. But there's one thing you cannot lie about. If you were to ask me what is the most important part, is it sales or earnings? I will tell you sales any day of the week. Why? Because that's new money coming into the balance sheet. And whenever you have money, growth, exponential growth coming into the balance sheet, right? You have to be an idiot to not make that work. You have to complete moron to not make that work. In other words, it doesn't happen. When you have sales growth, it just doesn't happen. If you were to ask me what is the more fundamental on a balance sheet, write that down. Sales. Not only sales, but sales growth. You know. But it's funny, I always make the Shark Tank analogy because it's so true. Mr. Wonderful is spot on. Sales show me what? That your product or service and or is a product in need. It's something in need that nobody else has. You know, I just think it's hilarious. And people get through these elaborate stories and they go, what are your sales? Well, currently we have 30,000 for the year. I'm like, oh my God, you're done, daughter. You're done. I mean, you already know the outcome of it. Like, I can almost guess 90% of the times if they're going to get a deal or not. You've been in business 5 years. Why does your sales growth? Well, we grew this, and they start coming with the stories, right? The cocktail conversations. COVID came in. And look, if it's a real product in need, man, it's going. It's going to go. It's going to fly off the shelf, right? I mean, it just is. That's just a law of nature. I mean, but anyways, I didn't want to keep rambling on. I'm outside in the rain now because I can't stand the damn dogs.
Ramble on down, brother. Ramble on down.
Oh my God. I got way too many dogs too. Way too many dogs. Good gravy.
All right, guys. It is now 7:55. We're going to call it at 8 o'clock. Anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns? We've been on for 4 hours, guys. 3.5 hours, guys.
I'm giving you city licenses, but believe me, we're going to get a little bit more involved. This is not like a one bam, thank you, Mom. It's impossible to do it this way.
No, we'll be back. We'll be back.
It takes more work.
We'll make sure, first things first, guys, before you leave, stock market plan, YouTube and TikTok. Add him. I've added him on TikTok. I've added him on YouTube. Please do the same. Stock market plan. He's got, I'm gonna write it down. There's 12 of you left in here. He needs to be at 75. Stock market plan on TikTok. We need to get him to go live, guys. We need to get him live. Add him.
I'm 565, baby. I was a 553 earlier. Hell yeah, let's go.
Hold on, man.
I already followed, man.
Done. Hold on.
Good gravy.
Get on his TikTok and get on his Discord, man. Hey, your Discord link doesn't work. You need to give us a new one. And then he's got to
fix it. I'll fix it. Good gravy.
And then
like my mother.
Yo, man,
clean your room.
Just give us a day. We'll get you to 1,000, and then he'll go live and he'll do his own thing, guys. And remember, family is family, guys. Everybody has their expertise. We're all together on this, guys. I want you guys to understand one thing. He's at 560. Hold on. It needs to be at 9. 565.
Who's counting?
565. I've got the counting here. You better go.
This is bloody awful, man. This damn feet, man. Holy crap.
Chuck, Connie, Diesel, G-Load, Joe, me, I already did. Kenny, Felipe, Pedro, Stock Hunter, Tyler. I need 66. There we go. Thank you, guys. Give me the 70. Make me happy, guys. Hey, TikTok, you over there
it's
listening?
Like watching IBM pick up. Holy shit.
Holy
crazy.
Get on his videos. Make sure you like, comment, and support. Guys, his last video got 1,000 views. I commented on it. More, please. Oh, shit.
Guys, I really appreciate you having me on. It was a pleasure. I've got to run. My wife is in there wondering, what am I doing walking around the house with a phone? She's probably thinking I'm cheating on her or something.
SMP, thank you very much for coming into ResuMax. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much.
You guys have a good night, man.
Sidebarred her. Remember? So that it's just multiplying now, right? So I got to get in there, make an appearance. Anyways, you guys be blessed. I'll catch you guys on the rebound. We'll do this again for sure.
Definitely, man. We'll do it every week, every time you can. And guys, when he has his own Discord up there again, and he does the new link, we'll all add. Please make sure you add him on TikTok. Let me go one last time. I need to get 70. Come on, guys. Give me the 70. 66. 67. Thank you. Wait, 66.
All right, guys. Have a great one.
God bless, man. We'll talk later. Take care.
You. Thank you, brother.
All right, guys.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk, man. I'll give you a call.
Yeah.
Guys,
do that. Not tonight.
No, tomorrow. You're in the doghouse with your wife. You were with me for 3 hours.
Yeah.
She's thinking, who is this?
All right, guys.
Tell her I'm a blonde with blue eyes. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Bye.
Hey, talk to you later. All right, guys. So anybody else have any questions for me? Any comments? I want you guys to understand. Like I said, I've got Darian coming in next week. I've got his father, who is even bigger, if I can get him to come. I've got a lot more people coming in, guys. I want to make sure you guys get the experience that you deserve. And I want to make sure you guys understand that I'm here to help you grow your account, grow your mind. Understand that I'm not just the only person here. And understand everything he talked about, guys. He talked about swing trading. Swing trading, not scalping, guys. Scalping is a different story. I want to have a swing trading division. We have Michael, we have Dan, we have everybody. I know everybody's got their own thing going on too. That's fine. But you guys are still part of my family, all of you. And I want you guys to know that I'm here for you anytime you need help. And this was something that I could do. This just happened to fall in my lap. It's all recorded on one session on TikTok. And I have the entire conversation. I'll probably download it, put it up on the Discord. Guys, he said a lot of things that were valuable. And, yeah. So if there's no other questions, Max is going to call me in about 1 minute. She's already yelling at me. And, yeah. Questions, comments, concerns?
Guys.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, good night, guys. Thank you. Bye. Good night.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Good night.
Tomorrow morning, we'll see you.
Thanks, Jonathan.
No problem, buddy.
No, thank
Take
you.
care, guys. Bye.
See you tomorrow morning.
Bye. Does he do live TikTok? No, Muhammad, he doesn't do live TikTok. Sorry, guys, I apologize. Let me come over here. Hold on 1 second. Guys, there's 2 of you guys. No, there, John. I'm so sorry, brother. I apologize. You're in. Oh my God, you're in Palestine. Holy cow. Are you able to go live? I'm sorry. I apologize for neglecting you guys. But we just had this amazing conversation. If you guys want to talk, we can. If you guys don't want to, if you guys are busy, that's fine. Now there's a great man. Are you kidding me? He's not just a good man. He's one of the best. So, if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, I'll be able to assist you guys. If you guys don't have any questions, I'll say goodnight. I hope you're all well. My son's about to call me, and I love you guys. Thank you for being in my life. I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and God bless. Take care.